This was wild. I've never seen such a savaging in the comments of anybody except for when Bill Gates during COVID, during the coup, was posting on Instagram, and it was just thousands and thousands of people savaging Bill Gates. This is equal to or greater than that. This is a massive awakening. People are beginning to wait. Hey, wait a minute. You live in a giant palace with a Leonine wall, and you have the most insane level of laws about coming into the Vatican city state, and you're lecturing everyone else on the basis of your faux guilt about open borders. Are you serious? I urge heads of state and leaders of nations to listen to the cry of the poor. There's no justice, no peace without justice, right? Migration. The poor reminds us in many ways through migration as well as through their cries, which are stifled by the myth of well-being and progress. And everyone in the comments, thousands, 99% opposition, 99%. I don't care about ex cathedra. It shows his views. This has nothing to do with set aside ex cathedra and infallibility, and let's talk about indefectibility. How is he not defected if all he teaches is globalism? What is the immigration policy of the Vatican? This chick asks. One of the strictest in the world. I said, you just got the greatest ratio of all time. And somebody was like, excuse me, ratio refers to numbers, not comments. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, protector. Thank you, nerd. Thank you, white knighting for this total Skittles, man. Obvious Skittles, man. Not since Bill Gates got cooked has anyone been cooked as bad. And by the way, the statement is actually Marxist, right? You should feel guilt that your nation is successful, and if you don't have open borders, it's because you are ripping off the poor and you are mean and evil and hate poor people. You live in a freaking palace. You say that people can have. You live in a palace with a giant wall, with the strictest immigration in the world, with a secret bank that's more secret than anywhere else in the world. You have the Vigilii, who are your own private secret service. And yet you lecture everyone on not having guns, not having borders. You are the biggest freaking organized crime fraud in the world. And all of these simps believe and follow your nonsense. So people don't know about the papal secret service. They're called the Vigilia. And guess what? Oh, yeah, they're armed dummies. They protect the papacy. See them right here?
In September of 2015, the leader of the Roman Catholic Church, Pope Francis, visited the United States. The Secret Service was tasked with ensuring the safety of the Holy Father and all the foreign dignitaries and VIPs, as well as the public at large. This is not the first papal visit we've supported, but what made this one special is that it was the longest visit a pope has made to the U.S., with stops in Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and New York City.
So he can also request apparently local Secret Service, you see. Now, this is very relevant to what we talked about with the Cold War. And one of these characters, Luigi Poggi, was the Roman Catholic prelate nuncio and spy master who led the entity, the Foreign Intelligence Service of the Holy See. Interesting. So we've been told that it's conspiracy theory to talk about this stuff, and that I'm a bad person for talking about it. Oh, but wait a minute. It's actually public information, public knowledge that he led a partnership with what? The CIA, of course. So not only do they have their own intelligence agency and their own Secret Service, this is well known, but you should be disarmed. You should have open borders. This is such obvious insane level open fraud. And if you talk about it, these people just shout you down as the bad person. It's kind of insane. Charles Carroll says the poor and the foreign are used as bioweapons, and they will be eliminated when the campaign is over. Absolutely correct. Leonardo says, maybe deal with your PDF priests before you start telling all the other countries what to do. Oh, he's so based and tried. Are you retarded? U.S. and Europe cannot have billions of third world people invade the borders. Of course they can. That's the plan. That's the goal. Even Eric Prince pops in and says, we will listen to promoting open border immigration when you leave unlocked every door at the Vatican. Exactly. And even the Tradcats are picking up on that. Wait a minute, this is false compassion. This is subversion cloaked as Christian charity and compassion, and people are figuring this out. Now, remember, Leo is not saying anything new. Leo is actually saying what is in Vatican II's Gaudium et Spes. Gaudium et Spes teaches chain migration in paragraph 66, open borders. And remember that we did a whole talk on this, that the Vatican teaches open borders, de-armament, because they are essentially a Marxist socialist organization, not run by Moscow, but the World Economic Forum style, you see. And by the way, that is worth placing right here. Did you know the Vatican documents officially teach United Nations style leftist, pacifist, Marxist socialism, which is Fabian socialism, you say? Why is Leo saying the very same thing as Klaus, the very same thing as all the globalists? Because he works for them. The indefectibility of the papacy is simply, obviously not true. He would not be teaching, preaching, and pushing everything that Klaus Schwab and the globalist elites want if it was the infallibly designated preserver of Christian theology. In fact, people are pointing out that this book, this fiction book, Camp of Saints, even predicted globalist papacy. Rachel Wells says, how many of the poor are you bringing in here to behind your Leonine wall? Literally every comment, this is insane, are calling him Marxist, calling him to stop being a hypocrite, the Vatican wall. And look at this. This was one of the best for hypocrisy. Vatican cracks down on illegal immigrant entry into its territory. Look at that. Catholic News. How is papal infallibility and indefectibility true if he continues to push the evil agenda that is destroying the entire West? Stop being a naive dupe. In fact, they were getting $455 million, the Catholic bishops. They're paid $500 million here for illegal immigration is what it is. This is absolute proof that the Roman Catholic Church is an organized crime syndicate right here. The U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops has partnered with the deep state and Catholic charities to help this is 2025, 1 million people in right here. They are open engines of this. Tear down that wall. God is using immigration as a punishment. You are punishing us. Even this guy, heaven has a gate. The Vatican has a gate, but America can't have a gate. You live in an actual fortress, in a palace. People have figured this out. It doesn't work anymore. You can't openly be a gigantic hypocrite anymore when people can freely say stuff on the internet. Tear down your giant wall. How many Islamic invaders will you take in to the Vatican? And by the way, this is a great pointing out of the hypocrisy here. So wait a minute. The only poor people that count are the migrants? What about poor people in your own city, in your own local municipality? People are awake to this weapon. What's the Vatican policy on foreigners? Foreigners cannot apply for a visa or asylum or residency. If you try to illegally enter the Vatican city-state, it's 15 years imprisonment. The Vatican is just open socialism now. It's hilarious. Shut up, libtard. There's legal and illegal immigration. Why are you pushing illegal? You are not a pope, you're a globalist. Oh, I assure you he is the pope. And he is a globalist. This is what you people have got to wake up to. This is just example evidence 5,431 enter into the record that the papacy is a tool of the elites. And look, every comment is against him. Look at this. This is great. I scrolled through hundreds of them, and I don't remember finding anyone supporting this. Every comment. This is crazy. Vatican socialism. I support open borders for the Vatican. There was one Cope comment right there. So I had to come all the way down to here to find the actual Cope, which is a standard casuistry. He's not actually talking to the people. He's speaking specifically to heads of state. Who cares a shit? That doesn't matter. Every comment. So this is another vindication. This is another point we have been talking about for over 10 years plus, that the Vatican is a tool of a globalist geopolitical agenda to destroy nation states, to destroy the West. And they've been very open about it. And Vatican II was the public universal sign of that apostasy for everyone to see openly. Because not only did Nostra Aetate and Lumen Gentium teach this idea that we all have paths to God through whatever religion that we're in, a kind of a syncretism or a perennialism, we saw the papacy then opening up the religious worship side to where we can now worship together with other religions. So if you can't see it at this point, there's something wrong with you. There's something happening with you. There's a spiritual problem, a lack of discernment, a blindness that has occurred that you really need to think about and deal with. Because there's nothing even hidden at this point. There's no, well, it's just not clear exactly what's going on at this point. Now, after that, he put up this. Pope Leo will be having lunch with 4 TRANZ in an unprecedented meeting. Oh, he's doing this to convert them. Who actually believes this anymore? Oh, they're praying in the mosque to convert the Muslims. Only the most idiotic, low IQ, just liar would believe that. This is subversion. He's doing this to show and to signify the acceptance of it. Jesus ate with sinners. That's not what the Pope is doing. Jesus ate with sinners to help them convert. That's not what he's doing. There was nothing about that procession into the Vatican that was to help the Skittles people convert. It was a sign of a change. Imagine believing that he's doing this to convert them. Are you serious? Like, how naive and stupid could you be? Well, that's who's left in the Roman Catholic Church, is these kinds of people. Now, what's on his mind today? Is Leo out here talking about the destruction of the West and the churches. No, actually, what's on Leo's mind is climate change. Yes, you heard me right. Climate change. That's the pressing topic today. Urgent. Open borders and climate change. That's his message. This is the news today. God's creation is crying out for you to have a carbon tax and for you to submit to Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum. The Pope went to the United Nations to talk about Brazil and concrete actions to be taken about climate change. And he's just like his counterpart, the fraud Bartholomew, who has the same green gospel as him. Everybody should be aware that the green agenda is part of a Malthusian, technocratic United Nations agenda. And it has been openly all the way back to the Rio agenda, the Rio event, 1990? The Rio Earth Summit. And who was speaking at the Rio Earth Summit? Maurice Strong, all the other internationalists, globalists. Oh, we got to have a global government. We got to depopulate. The 1992 Rio Earth Summit. That's what Leo is talking about. Same stuff. So this is 100% proof he is on board, again, with this exact same agenda. There is no reason to be a Roman Catholic at this point at all. And the trad world is nothing but chaos. You cannot be a traditional Catholic and believe Vatican I and reject the last 70 years of papal teaching. Anyway, so there's the papacy stuff. Now, as we move on, it gets crazier because turns out this South Carolina, who is this person? Let's see who he is first. U.S. Representative Joe Wilson of South Carolina. And, it turns out the Russian Orthodox Church is a secret tool of Putin and the Russian intelligence networks. We're all KGB spies. Now, he put this up, and it's already had, yesterday, almost 500,000, hundreds and hundreds of comments. If you count the quote tweets, thousands. Nothing but savaging him. 99% savaging him. Here's Cleve's response. So he says that Russia is persecuting Christians. Here's the actual Zelensky government destroying Orthodox churches. So that's what this wicked goblin supports. Father John Wyford says, you support beating up old ladies and stealing churches in the Ukraine. Now you want to start persecuting the Orthodox Church in America. Guess what? Every comment is just savaging him. You are a persecutor of Christ. You have no clue what you're talking about. The beautiful thing is that people are awake enough that I don't even have to read the comments to know that everybody's pushing back. Buck says, exactly. You're a disgusting liar. The Zionists that cut your campaign checks, did they order you to tweet this out? Nice projection, by the way. Operation Gladio book, classic. You will stop at nothing to keep orthodoxy from spreading. You were a moron. I'm a subdeacon. Our parish is full of normal Americans. Well, we support Christian persecution in Ukraine. Why are you here in the U.S.? Exactly. Diocletian tried what you're doing. He failed. So you believe persecuting anti-war Christians is good. Good to know, yeah. This is despicable. I'm a Russian Orthodox Christian. I'm a combat veteran. I went to West Point. How dare you suggest that me and thousands of Orthodox are somehow agents of a foreign power? You are a neocon. You champion the destruction of Orthodox Christians in Syria, Ukraine, Iraq. Oh, interesting. Where does he get his money? Shocker. Every comment is just calling this dude out. In fact, it was so unanimous that he had to issue a counter response and walk it back, and it made him look even dumber. I'll show you that in a second. Ready for your political career to be torpedoed? You're about to lose going after Orthodox Christianity. You attack Christ when you attack the Orthodox Church. I'm an American. I'm Orthodox. You're attacking my church. May God have mercy on you. You're an idiot. You're a dispensationalist heretic. You're advocating the persecution of the church. Every comment. You have to go down to... Now, who does he hang out with? Oh, Al-Qaeda. The guy saying that Orthodoxy is evil is himself chilling with Jolani, the ISIS Al-Qaeda operative who took down Assad. You're an Antichrist demon. And everybody is calling him out. Shut up, liar. You're as dumb as Adam Kinzinger. You are anathema. I mean, yeah, you're disgusting. I had to go down to all the way down to the very bottom to find boomer trash, exactly, to find a NAFO bot, a couple NAFO bots. That's it. All the way down to the bottom to find a couple NAFO bots. Why are you gay? This guy is accurate here. Al-Qaeda is not a separate religious organization, but an extension of the deep state. Evangelizing is illegal in Syria. Christians are targeted by Jolani and the Sunni radical Islamic proxies. And yet here you are with them. People, this boomer shit don't work no more, dummy. Everybody's figured this shit out now. Even I was surprised that everybody is calling this dude out. Now let's see his trying to walk it back. My comments pertain only to the leadership of Rokor. Now he's walking it back and saying, "Oh, I'm sorry I offended all you Orthodox. No, I'm just after Kirill and the KGB. It's not the Cold War anymore, boomer. You stupid boomer." And again, everybody's calling him out. So, pretty good chance that guy will not be reelected, I would say. And he deserves it. Stop voting for these retards and these stupid ass, just disgusting fucking boomers, dude. I'm so sick of these boomers, man. The country will collapse because of fucking boomers. That's why. The boomers are a scourge. And I'm the one that called out the boomers first. I'm the one that is the granddaddy, the godfather of boomer jokes and calling out these freaking boomers, man. They're the worst. They're absolute worst. Not all of them. Yes, there are good Orthodox priests, godfathers, good solid people. For example, Dean Arnold, Jim Jotras. And Jim's the one that called it out right away. It is not hard to see the fingerprints of the U.S. deep state and the ecumenist elements of the Orthodox, the fake Orthodox, in this Gato operation to call everybody Russian agents. This is so stupid, man. Now, I did a interview today on this. It'll be going up today with Maria Z. And this is really just a continuation of the Duganist, exactly, yeah. Duganist. It's really just a continuation of the Russia collusion narrative that collapsed. And these idiotic, out-of-touch boomer people are still trying to use this, still trying to prop this up. These just stupid neocons, man. Still trying to prop this up. This is all going away. The MAGA civil war is evidence of this all going away. People are tired of it. People know what's going on. People know that the Epstein stuff highlights and explains everything. That's why it's such a big deal. That's why they don't want to talk about it. So the gig is up. We see through the bullshit. And note that the vast amount of opposition that I had the last 8-10 years, people trying to get me excommunicated from the Orthodox Church as soon as I joined it, people trying to make sure I wouldn't become Orthodox, people trying to tell me that if you join, you're going to be excommunicated, people that persecuted me just outright nonstop for first couple of years. And then it turned into OCA bishops and priests coming after me for nothing. For what? For converting people. But what does this show? It shows that I was correct and I was vindicated. There's obviously deep state subversion going on. When they created the schismatic church in the Ukraine, the CIA and Pompeo and these people were bragging about it. Ukrainian diplomat admits the U.S.'s role in creating the schismatic OCU. Former CIA head goes to congratulate. Former acting director and associate director of the CIA goes to meet with the schismatic patriarch in Ukraine that the CIA, the State Department, set up. I talked about this for so long and was just absolutely called every name in the book. People tried to do everything to come after me for nothing. People like Father Andrew Damick tried to get me excommunicated, tried to get me out of the church as soon as I joined the church. That's how nasty these people are. And I was correct. By the way, has anybody from that side ever reached out and apologized? Absolutely not. None of them. Not one. Even though I was correct about that. And then in the COOF times, I was correct about all the COOF stuff. Did any of the people calling me out? No, none of them. So all of these establishment people keep pushing the establishment perspective, not realizing that the narrative has collapsed, you dummies. Read the room. Can you not read the room? Everyone knows that the Zio tweet storm of the last 2 weeks is all paid for. It's not organic. James Lindsay, Officer Tatum, all of those people are paid to push all this stupid shit, and everybody knows it. I don't know what else there is. What else can we do and say? If you, yeah, what else can we say?